Welcome to our free YouTube Creator Training Library brought to you by the Senior Tuber community.
All right, so next we're going to go to the chapters. That's also in the description. There's several ways you can put chapters in, but I want to tell you why you're putting chapters in first. Any video that's over a minute and a half or 2 minutes, let's just say 2-minute videos, you can put chapters in. You can actually do it on less. Why you want chapters is, first of all, it's part of your best practices, but it's also something you can do as a kind gesture to your viewer. So if your viewer's coming, they have no idea what this video is about, they'll be able to go and see your chapters and say, oh, I can just jump here, I could just jump there. But there's a criteria to meet your best practices. And that is that you have to have a minimum of 3 chapters, and they have to be 10 seconds long, minimum. When you follow all your best practices, you start getting more and more SEO points. So if I don't have time to add more, I will just put in those 3 chapters and go back later and add more. So what that looks like, TubeBuddy has a feature where you can add your chapters. You can manually add your chapters when you're watching the video, or there are other programs like Descript, and we'll put the link in there for you to check it out, where that actually does your chapters for you a lot easier than even the TubeBuddy program does. But because I don't have that right in front of me, I'm going to show you what it looks like to get chapters from TubeBuddy. You would click here where you see the blue box, and it's going to show your video, and it's going to show you a red box right under here that's playing. And you see it doesn't have a plus mark until it reaches the 10-second mark. Okay, there it just popped up. That means we hit the 10-second mark. That means our first chapter would actually be here, because that's where the introduction goes, right? But what happens here is we use the introduction. It goes here. That's our first beginning of a chapter. Then you play it, and you can't do anything until that plus sign pops up. That means you're at least 10 seconds apart. You could move it faster and just go over here if you want to, and you listen to your video to see what you're saying. And then if this is where I want to do it, I could just stop here, and I could hit it, the plus, and it creates another chapter opportunity. So if I did this 3 times, and that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to go do it 3 times just for the sake of this video. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like. And then I'm going to show you how to maximize your chapters in just a second. So if you go add to the video, I want you to show you what it looks like. So it's going to go to the bottom, and that's it. So what does that look like to your people? It becomes clickable. So we go back to the view of the video. Now remember, they can't get to those chapters unless they click the more button. So right here, you can click on any of these to go to the right place in the video. And your people, it's really good when you have something you're teaching somebody, 8 steps to, or certain things that they've seen before, but they want to find again. It's really important. It actually could increase your watch time hours, because people are going to want to say, oh, I want to see that again. And every time they go back, it gives you extra viewing points. So now I'm going to go back and show you about optimizing the channel. I'm not going to go into it too much detail, but I want you to know these chapters, they could be ranked on Google. People could be searching for something, and it could show up on Google if you use the keywords from your video. Your video and the chapters can show up on Google. So how do you do that? Is eventually when you start learning how to use keywords, you're going to want to use keywords in your chapters. And so what would that look like? Maybe it could be putting in the title verbatim. That's what it's about anyway. So why say introduction? If I've used a heading or title that would rank really well, why not have it as the introduction into my chapter? And then I could use something else. Instead of using something generic, or here's what happened now, or here's how we did it, put down some of the keywords that you use to describe the video in the introduction. Thank you for watching our free YouTube Creator Training Library, brought to you by the Senior Tuber community.